Class and elegance are back at the White House. God put a rainbow in the sky. I am so grateful that First Lady Melania Trump is back in the White House and that Jill Biden has gone on to greener pastures like changing her husband's diaper. Okay, I'm so happy that the Bidens are gone and First Lady Melania Trump unveiled her beautiful Christmas decorations this week. The theme she chose for this year's holiday season is home is where the heart is. Now, I love this, right? Because there might be some of you watching at home who are alone. Maybe you have a family member who's deployed, who's serving, you've lost a loved one, maybe you're widowed, right? And so you carry these people with you in your hearts. Even if they're not with you physically, they're here with you in your hearts, right? Like my mom is not going to come for Christmas this year, right? It's going to be the first year in a long time we're not together on Christmas, but my mom is still going to be in my heart, right? She's still one phone call away if you're lucky. I know we're getting deep here. But I love the theme, home is where the heart is. I think it means more today than ever before, especially with all the tragedy and the pain that we're inundated with in the news. It's easy to forget that there is a lot of light out there and a lot of happiness. And so home is where the heart is. I love this theme. And the White House looks beautiful with the Christmas decorations. If you've been on social media, you've probably seen a lot of this already. You've seen it. I actually saw their Christmas trees in the Oval Office, or at least one Christmas tree, and they had ornaments for each branch of the government, which shows you how this administration values our men and women in uniform, unlike our previous president who checked his watch as soldiers were coming home in caskets from Afghanistan, and then he flew a bunch of Afghan nationals to the country who hate us and want to destroy us. So I am so grateful that they are back in the White House, that class and elegance have returned to Pennsylvania Avenue. And, you know, we went through years where there was cocaine at the White House. Who could that be? Whose cocaine could that be? You had topless trans people on the White House lawn. I mean, the White House was really a cesspool under Joe Biden. It was actually disgusting what our tax dollars oversaw at that White House. And then basically their policies tried to destroy us. Their policies tried to destroy us from within. And so I am so happy to see these Christmas decorations. I was actually invited. I was very, very grateful to be invited to come see the Christmas decorations early Monday morning, but I'm not in Washington, D.C. So hopefully I will get to see the Christmas decorations if I go to D.C. at some point in December. But you can see there's a Be Best ornament. Be Best is one of the First Lady's initiatives like she has with the Take It Down Act. So it is really just classy and elegant, and it's what you would expect from First Lady Melania Trump, right? Because the way she carries herself, she's never going to do too much with fashion. She's never going to do something insane or crazy. It's always just going to be classic and beautiful and something you want to put in a book and hold for posterity. And I feel like that's how she approached the Christmas decorations at the White House, right? Everything is so done with simplicity, but elegance and class. And of course, I'm sure there's a good budget, right? If we all had a budget that big, our houses would look different too for the holidays. I wish I had the White House Christmas holiday budget, but nonetheless, it looks beautiful. And so kudos to everybody at the White House because it takes a village, and kudos to First Lady Melania Trump for these incredible Christmas decorations. Now, we have to move on to her husband, President Donald J. Trump. Now, I have had text from Democrats the last few days, from liberal friends of mine who just tell me on the low, they are happy with what this president is doing because President Trump, over the weekend, he has posted that he is going to clamp down and pause all migration from third world countries, and he's going to reverse Biden-era admissions and foreign nationals who he considers to be public threats. Now, I am so happy about this. I am so happy about this because it is not the job of United States taxpayers to subsidize criminals, okay? We have it hard enough, okay? Americans are working. They got to put food on the table, raise their kids. They might have a sick family member. They got to get the kid to soccer practice. They got to do X, Y, and Z, right? Their home might need repairs. Everybody has a lot on their plates. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't need a bunch of BS where we have to fund Afghanistan nationals coming into the country who want to destroy us, okay? And when you look at Afghanistan, 99% of the people believe in Sharia law. 39% believe suicide bombings are justified. These aren't folks who are hunky-dory who I want to be rubbing elbows with. I'm not trying to generalize everybody. I'm sure they're perfectly fine people in Afghanistan. I'm sure some of these Afghan nationals are decent. But at this point, does it make me an asshole that I don't want to take the chance? No, it doesn't make us xenophobic or bigoted or racist that we want America to be for Americans for a while. Okay, we don't need to acquiesce and be destroyed from the enemy within. We just don't have to anymore. And it's Joe Biden who flew these people here on a freaking plane. We can put up the picture. They were crammed in there like sardines and flown here on a plane with our money. And now you have Afghan nationals committing crimes, shooting National Guardsmen. God bless Sarah Beckstrom and her family. May she rest in peace. How dare that person? You had another Afghan national who was building a bomb allegedly in Fort Worth, trying to blow up something in Fort Worth. I was just in Fort Worth for a show with Megyn Kelly. We had thousands of people under one roof, patriotic, God-fearing, incredible Americans. I mean, the love in that room. And you have someone in Fort Worth building a bomb, probably to take out Americans from Afghanistan who we brought here. Enough is enough. So thank you, President Trump. Thank you for securing our country. Thank you for securing our border. It does not make us jerks, okay, that we want America to be for Americans, okay? Let America be for Americans for a few years. It's not our job to bail everybody else out. We shouldn't be flying terrorists into the United States and giving them health and benefits and all of these things in between, okay? We got to take care of our own. Now, someone who doesn't care to take care of our own is Jasmine Crockett, okay? Jasmine Crack-a-Lacka Crockett is back in the news, okay? We want to talk about someone who's low IQ and just likes to pull publicity stunts. That is Jasmine Crockett. Well, she has gone viral over the weekend for saying that President Trump needs to deport white supremacists instead of these migrants from third world shitholes. So let's take a look at that clip.
But now you want to go against every single immigrant. That doesn't make sense. And it's frankly not who we are, because if that's the case, let's talk about the white supremacists and how many of them need to be kicked out of this country, because I can guarantee you I can track down more crimes that they've committed, because overall immigrants have a lower crime committal rate than white supremacists. But we don't want to talk about that in this country.
I mean,
Of course, I think almost all of us condemn white supremacists, okay? I think we all condemn white supremacists. But how come Jasmine Crockett's rebuttal to everything is white people are the problem? You notice that every single issue is, oh, it's a white person. You want to deport Afghanistan nationals who try to destroy us and are shooting National Guardsmen? You're wrong, President Trump. You need to deport more white people. They're the ones committing crimes. They're the ones threatening us. We should pull up the statistics, okay? We should pull up the statistics of even black on black crime. Let's do black on black crime. Let's do black on white crime. If we want to get into every single demographic and really go there, but Jasmine Crockett doesn't care about the facts. She cares about going viral, and she's a straight up idiot. Jasmine Crockett is probably the most uncouth, inarticulate woman in American politics. Every time she opens her mouth, it's an utter calamity. She doesn't know the temperature of the room. She doesn't know the time of day. She can put on her pearls and do her hair and try to rebrand herself because she wants to run for Senate, which we'll get to in a second. But we will never stop seeing her as this ridiculous buffoon idiot. Okay. And I'm tired of the race baiting. I'm tired of the race baiting from everyone in politics, right? Everybody on the left, it's always white people are the problem. This is the problem. One thing I love about the Republican Party right now, and I know there are Republicans and MAGA and MAHA and independents and former Democrats watching us right now, but we all got to admit the Republican Party is much more big tent, right? They are much more welcoming of people from all different backgrounds. The Republican Party, when you even look at the RNC convention, it wasn't focused on everybody's race and skin color and gender or ethnicity. It was like, tell me about the content of your character. Tell me about merit. But for the left, they're so focused on identity politics all the time. Everybody is going to blame white people on the left, right? Every Democratic politician, if there's a problem, it's a white man's fault. It's a white guy's fault. How is that productive to helping our country? It's also not the truth. Right? It's also not borne out in the data or reality whatsoever. And if Jasmine Crockett thinks this is going to help her run for Senate in Texas, good luck. I want to take a look at this clip where she's asked about running for Senate in my home state.
So you still haven't made a decision? Because that's, to me, that sounds like someone who is like this close.
I am closer to yes than I am no. I will tell you that. But regardless of what people think, strategy matters. And execution matters. And there are a lot of people that don't believe in Texas. And so for me, if I am going to tell people that they need to believe in Texas, I need to not only have numbers on a piece of paper, I need to be able to tell them this is exactly how we're going to get there.
What does that even mean? There are people who don't believe in Texas. I'm from Texas. Half my family lives in Texas. So many of my friends live in Texas. I grew up in Texas, went to school in Texas, graduated high school there. What does this mean? People don't believe in Texas, and Jasmine Crockett is going to make people believe in Texas? People believe in Texas. Okay, it's one of the most prosperous, successful states in the entire country, right? We have a great economy in Texas. We have great trade. Texas is being run like a well-oiled machine. So I'm not sure what she means people don't believe in Texas. I'd actually love to press Jasmine Crockett on that. Maybe I'll reach out to her team. What does she mean people don't believe in Texas? Maybe she doesn't believe in Texas, or maybe it's a Freudian slip that she doesn't believe in herself. But apparently her filing deadline to run for Senate is December 8th. So by next Monday, we should know if Jasmine Crockett is running for Senate, and I hope she does. I hope Jasmine Crockett runs for Senate because I will be the one person calling her out every single day. I love my state. I love Texas. I love that we bleed red, white, and blue there. I love all my family and my friends who are still back in Texas. So I am going to ride for Texas. If Jasmine Crockett runs for Senate, I am going to have my foot on her neck every day calling her out, starting with this comment about people not believing in Texas. With winter creeping in and the holiday season in full swing, joint aches get sharper and skin looks tired faster. It's a reminder of what our bodies lose with age. By age 50, we've likely lost half our collagen, opening the door to aching joints, brittle bones, and tired-looking skin that ages you before your time. But there's hope. Native Path collagen peptides are helping millions refill that gap. Here's what sets Native Path apart. Just one clean ingredient, third-party tested for heavy metals and purity, no fillers, no junk, over 5 million jars sold, and 8,000 five-star reviews. Native Path customers are reporting stronger, more flexible joints, finally moving without pain, smoother, more youthful skin that turns back the clock, and thicker, fuller hair in as little as 14 days. Imagine waking up, feeling like yourself again, active, confident, and pain-free. Right now, visit getnativepath.com/link for a special bundle deal at a fraction of the retail price, backed by a risk-free 365-day guarantee. But act now. Supply is tight and demand is soaring. This deal won't last long. Don't let another day go by feeling older than you should. Visit getnativepath.com/link today.